Throughout this training session, this horse was very fresh and running through the bridle. As you watch this exercise, you can see how the horse, once it gets the pole in its vision, it starts to quicken, its head rises and it goes stiff in the bridle. And you as a rider are struggling to hold it and your hands aren't even. This horse has to become more supple through the ride and more disciplined in the canter. The reason why you struggled with this exercise at the start was because as you were coming around the corner, you weren't riding with enough hand to leg, so the horse wasn't going forwards over the poles. It was just going up and down and not carrying itself anywhere. Also, as it was getting further down the grid, it wanted to get its feet on the floor so it could run off to the end of the arena and give you a hard time. As the grid progressed and all the fences got added and you were riding around the corner with more canter, the stride became better and the jump improved. Since changing the bit and putting this snaffle in this horse's mouth, the canter has improved no end. Just remember, when doing this exercise, you ride forward with leg and outline, so the horse is covering ground in a shape on the bit and also making a positive step. Not that each time it hits the floor, his head comes up and the stride comes backwards. It should be a nice even 2 strides in between each pole. Not that in between each pole you're coming onto the back of your bum with no lower weight in your heel. Your heels should be down and you're light in the saddle and travelling forwards. When doing this exercise, again, the bit showed a big difference. The horse did the exercise very well. It was very straight, very even, and the jump was good. So very well done. Just remember, make the most of this exercise to work on your technique, pushing your heels down, getting the weight into your lower leg. I don't need to keep on, but this exercise highlights where you have the problems around the course. As you watch this horse canter through the turn, it cannot stay on an even canter stride through the turn to each pole. If these poles weren't there and you're cantering around the corner to a fence, again the canter would deteriorate and you would have the problems. If you notice, when you try and collect the horse's head comes up and the canter shape does not stay the same. This is something that needs to be worked upon. More outline, better quality canter. Moving on from the pole exercise, when we started jumping down the grid, again the corner problem is highlighted. The horse struggles to canter through the 4 poles, staying in an outline with a positive canter. The jump was good, it must stay straight, not crooked. When comparing this horse to your other horse, this horse has a lot easier canter for you to ride. Just remember, when travelling through the turn to each pole, make sure you've got a 50-50 in the bridle and you're following the contact down the rein. Not that when you get near the pole you lean forward and drop the contact. All the time you want your hand up in front of you, leg on, and following the contact so the canter continue to travel forwards, not that it just goes up and down the spot. Again, when doing the grid work, make sure you follow the contact through the turn and you follow the contact over the poles. It's nice that you've got lovely soft hands, but make sure the reins stay on a contact, not that the reins go loose. From a riding point of view, when you come through the turn, make sure your leg is on, not that you're getting left behind as you go over the poles. But overall, well done. Overall, in this bridle, the horse is much better. Just make sure now you have him as soft as you've got this, it's travelling forwards and you're making 2 strides in between each pole. Not that you've got him lovely and soft and you're sat there thinking to yourself how lovely and soft he is, but the canter isn't going anywhere. But overall, this is a much better picture. When moving on to the grid work, again, huge improvement. A little bit green the first time over the poles, but as the grid progressed, the horse got better and better. You can tell this horse is working better through the bridle because of the pace that it jumps the fence. If you watch as it jumps the second plank, it's always slowing itself down and making the correct shape. So overall, very good.